Christmas has come and gone, but the holiday season rolls on with our top NFL Week 17 betting cards for Sunday. That's right, we hand out our top plays for the ATS totals, player props, and anytime touchdown markets. All this and more. It's the IBT podcast coming right at you.
I've been going dummy, out of bounds, putting on a clinic. Stick around, carrots in my hardware. KC, caught him in the crosshair. Look at me, been the guy calling Mr. MVP. Keep your ass on the bench by my MPC. Earn my stripes like I fix this league. Your dog's on the turf, my dog's in the street. You can find me somewhere in between. Never a dull moment like a movie scene. About to do the ops like I did this beat. Let them keep talking RG3. Coming to you live. This is the In Between Fantasy Football Podcast.
All right, and welcome into the In Between Fantasy Football Podcast, your place for both a refreshing and feel-good take on fantasy football and NFL gambling. It's our best bets episode for Week 17 of the season, now coming to you as a standalone show. I'm your host, Seth Woolcock, coming off what would have been a perfect betting weekend if FanDuel would have paid me out for my early exit on Gardner Minshew, but no, he had to try to gut it out, play on the bad knee into the second quarter, and they had no mercy for me. And I'm back joined by a man who is a fan of Dub Bears, good beers, and cashing player props. He's Jake the Snake Perry. Jake, how are you tonight? And how's the betting card in Week 16?
Doing good, and I, much like you, was one call away from a perfect card, and that was simply the Trey McBride touchdown. If he would have gotten into the end zone, we would have been chilling, but a plus 8 unit week, I can't complain.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's where I was heading. I was heading to my best NFL betting weekend of the year, and I had so much more money on Gardner Minshew, and that's the worst. Early second quarter, he was playing on a bum knee since the third snap. He hurt his knee on. What are we doing, FanDuel? Give me a break. Am I going to keep betting on him? Absolutely. But am I going to be PO'd about it? Yeah. That's just a bad beat, man. I had a parlay of the week on him too.
That's a tough loss right there. No matter how, even if at least it wasn't 1 yard away and he got hurt. That to me is a worse beat.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's just when it was my biggest bet of the week, I had 4 units tied up on him in total.
That's tough.
It takes a very profitable weekend to a slim profitable weekend, which I don't appreciate. But what I do appreciate, Jake, is you being with us here, as well as the IBT family as well. Easiest free way to support us. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy this type of content. Also, make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you're new. If you want more of us, consider joining the IBT football family, which is now absolutely free to join. You're going to get access to our analysts and memorabilia giveaways at no additional cost. And also, if you want to upgrade, you can get access to our full betting cards, mine for NFL and college football, our TD contest, and you're going to be able to get access to all the great stuff we have going over there in the IBT Racing family as well, that just finished up its first season. We were up 60 plus units in the green. We also have the PGA and entertainment family launching very soon in the new year that Jake's going to be a big part of. So you can join for free. Go to in-betweenmedia.com and /chat. So that's in-betweenmedia.com/chat, or click the link in the episode description as well. And if you want a free bonus contest that we have going on right now as well, that is starting this NFL postseason, we are hosting a PropDecks contest where you can build a player prop-based fantasy football lineup from Wild Card Weekend all the way into the postseason. The winner is going to take home $200 in Fanatics cash. Second place, you're going to get an autographed Zach Evans Ole Miss Rebels jersey. They just won on Saturday, so good time to have it. And third place, you're going to score a free entry in our 2026 edition of Draft Night Out. That's our live fantasy football draft party in Canton, Ohio at the Fantasy Football Expo in late July. There are limited spots available, so join for free right now. Go to in-betweenmedia.com/chat. Join the Discord and go into the NFL Playoffs PropDecks contest channel and join for free. Jake, we're just giving things away this holiday season, man, because that's the spirit we're in right now, my friend.
Yeah, it's the giving time of the year. It's the giving spirit. So give us your free membership and give yourself the chance to win something for free.
It's
What's
fun,
better
man.
than that?
No, and it's so fun, whether it's sweating out NASCAR races or NFL college football weekends in there with the family. It's very, very exciting. Excited to, start sweating out those PGA lineups and tickets with you as well. So a lot of fun stuff happening over there for you folks. Let's go ahead though and jump in, waste no more time, and fire up a little between bets for NFL Week 17.
Between bets. Between bets.
All right, it's between bets. It's our Week 17 NFL betting cards. And Jake Perry, you are up first. You have 3 player props. You're sticking all in one market, making things nice and tidy for us right before the relatives come in from out of state. So what do you have for us here in the player prop market with your first bet?
Yeah, so I'm starting off with what I think is a no-brainer. And that's C.J. Stroud over 0.5 interceptions. You can get that at plus 132 on DraftKings as of right now. And why I think this is a no-brainer. This Chargers defense has turned an absolute corner when it comes to forcing turnovers. They've first forced turnovers in the last 6 games that they've played. The only quarterback over that stretch of 6 games to not throw an interception was Dak Prescott. And Stroud is certainly a guy who can get an interceptable ball out of his hands every once in a while.
Yeah.
He's certainly, dialed that back down a bit. We saw, an elite first year in terms of interception percentage, saw that bounce back to earth a little bit. Now it's kind of leveled off here. He has not, thrown a ton of interceptions this year, only 6 on the season, hasn't thrown one since their game against the Colts 4 weeks ago. So it's been a while since we've seen him really, blow up per se. But I think when you look at the situation, the Chargers are a team that is going to continue to force pressure amongst the pass throwers that they're going to play against. They've been forcing turnovers at a very high rate, and turnovers are one of those things that can be super fluky. But when you're a team like this, it's consistently getting them over this stretch of 6 games. I'm going to continue to trust that this defense has turned a corner, especially with the playoffs coming right around the corner. Things are going to get interesting. Teams are going to be trying some new things out, and you're going to see some looks, or Stroud's going to see some looks I don't think he's seen out of the film so far for the Chargers defense, and it just feels like the time that he's going to uncork one.
This is a very, very important game for the AFC playoff picture with the Houston Texans and the Los Angeles Chargers right there sitting in the wild card spot. So excited to see how that one shakes out. And I don't hate this play, right? The Chargers have been very good, very opportunistic, if you would, on the defensive secondary front by going out and getting different picks, causing fumbles as well. So I don't hate this bet with CJ Stroud going over 0.5 of an interception. For my third bet tonight, I am going with a totals teaser. This is minus 111 via theScore bet. The leg one is going to be the Seattle Seahawks versus the Carolina Panthers. Alt over 36.5 points. That's minus 270. And then leg 2 is the New York Giants versus Las Vegas Raiders under 48.5 points, minus 270 as well. Seattle, they are absolutely roaring every time they go to the East Coast. I don't know why, because usually you think West Coast team traveling into Eastern time zone for an early kickoff doesn't go well. They've been awesome. And they're now coming off ample rest with Sam Darnold feeling himself a bit after that big win on Thursday Night Football against the Rams. Their games have hit this all over in 11 of 15 times this season, 6 of 7 road games as well. So again, they're better away from Seattle. And the Panthers, they've hit this total in 10 of 15 games. And they're also feeling themselves a little bit after offensively showing out to beat not only the Bucs, but the Rams a few weeks ago as well. Keep in mind, this team is also very, very significantly better at home. The Carolina Panthers, 5-2 straight up. They've been dogs in all 5 of those matchups. And I think that with leg 2 in this game really likely deciding the number 1 overall pick, I think both of these organizations with the Giants and with the Las Vegas Raiders, they're going to do what they can. Hey, can we get these young players involved, right? Can we rest some of these veterans heading into the back half of December? I think they're going to try to, man. Like the Giants offense has already started to slow down a bit here in this one. With no Cam Scatterboo, Wan'Dale Robinson's been doing his best out there, but it's really only him and Jackson Dart right now. You get a little protection from Theo Johnson, from someone like Isaiah Hodgins who can come up here, Darius Slayton, but the Raiders, like they had some big plays, and I think they're very impressive in that Week 16 game with Ashton Jeanty going for a long run and a long catch. However, they still scored only 21 points, right? So they have had that's the most they've had in the last 7 games. So I think with the Giants, they run the ball at the 8th highest clip in the NFL. The Raiders actually came off a game where they ran over 50% of the time for the first time in quite some time. So I think they're going to help run the clock with Jeanty. I think we see a lot of Tyrone Tracy, some Devin Singletary on the ground to get this total to not hit. So I'm really excited for seeing the Giants. They have gone under this total in 9 games, and the Raiders 11 games. That's a 71.4% combined clip. So a little teaser action for me starting off here, Jake.
Yeah, I like it. It's like you mentioned with Seattle and Carolina, both of those teams just seems like they can do no wrong right now. They're playing just out of their minds. Both of those quarterbacks really seeing resurgent years, less resurgent for Darnold just because we saw him have a career resurgence last year, but great plays all around. I'm definitely going to tail you on that one.
Well, and you are also going with a play here, your second one of the night that I am finding some way to get invested with it. I think I'm going to go take an ulterior market with this player prop, but I'm all in on Kenny G. We cashed him last week, and you're back in on him this week as well for the Steelers.
Yeah, Kenneth Gainwell over receptions. I mean, this is something that has been hitting pretty consistently throughout the entire season, but especially over the past 6 weeks. The expected line, no books have dropped a line on this yet, but the expected line is going to sit at about 4.5 currently for me, which I'm comfortable with, whether that's an alt line or the main line that you're going to get here. That's cashed in 5 of the last 6 weeks. It also cashed twice earlier this season, but it's become very clear that this is the pass catching back. Jaylen Warren, he's been a very solid rusher.
He's Najee now.
Yeah, he's not. It's literally things have just flipped, which shouldn't surprise anyone because why would an Arthur Smith offense operate the way we expect it to? But Kenneth Gainwell has been absolutely on fire of late in terms of receptions. He's got 5 games over 6 receptions or more on the season. It's just consistently been a very good line to play. And when you can get, the odds haven't dropped in this either, but I'm going to imagine that these are going to be near plus odds. And if especially if that line comes in under this 4.5 mark at all, like if it's sitting at 3.5, it's going to be a multi-unit play for me.
Yeah, I was finding a way to get invested, whether it was going to be the receptions, because no DK Metcalf in this game, right?
Yep,
and
exactly.
Like it's been Kenneth Gainwell and DK Metcalf and really no one else, like a hodgepodge of tight ends, and a couple of them, Darnell, can't hold on to the ball, right? So like for me, in this spot, I love Kenneth Gainwell. I will either be with you on the receptions, or last week I was on the over receiving yards plus touchdowns, or receiving yards plus rushing yards bet, and it came through for me. The Browns have been such a sensational matchup, 2 running backs as of late too. I think the ball is going to move through Kenneth Gainwell and Jaylen Warren in this one. So I like this play a lot, man. I'm going to find a way to get invested with you there, a little squad ride, if you would. And for my second best bet of the night, I'm going to go with Parker Washington over his receptions. Again, we're early in the week recording this before the Christmas holiday, so no current line available. But Trevor Lawrence, he has been balling out, and Parker Washington has been a legit weapon for him when healthy. He has had 13 targets, 9 receptions over the past 2 games. And you look at this line, it's currently projected to come out, according to our friends over at Betting Pros, at 2.5. So likely going to be paying some juice on that, right? Probably going to be a minus 140, minus 150 play. But I love these shallow reception totals. I did it a lot early in the season on Travis Hunter. And since Travis Hunter went down, actually, in the 5 of 7 games since that, we have seen Parker Washington go over this when he's been healthy and played the entire game. And whether it was the big play from Demarcus Robinson on Monday Night Football, Cooper Kupp catching 5 passes the week prior, slot wide receivers have been doing damage against the Colts lately, and it makes sense, right? If Sauce is up for this game, you want to attack the Colts defense on the interior with tight ends and also with a slot wide receiver like Parker Washington. He's not a specifically only slot wide receiver, but that is where he's playing a lot right now in the 3 wide receiver sets. Their secondary in general, the Colts have allowed for tied for the most fourth most wide receiver receptions over the past month with 13 per game, second most receiving yards in that span as well. T-Law, he has thrown an average of 34 times the past 2 weeks, and I just see no reason to get off him right here, right? Like the Texans are only a game behind Jacksonville. They're pushing to get a top seed here. So I think it's all gas, no breaks for the Jaguars. I think Parker Washington is just a byproduct of that, Jake.
Yeah, I agree with you. Jacoby Myers coming into this team has really changed the pass catchers. I called it out one of the other times I was on the show that Trevor Lawrence may be the big winner of the Jacoby Myers trade. And it very much has turned out that's been the case. And Parker Washington's been a bit of a loser in a few ways. His snap share has gone down from where it was
playing about 50 to 60% of snaps. You have to be okay with that. Yeah.
Yep, but he's been very efficient. As you pointed out, the Colts' 3rd most slot points per game allowed this year. That's where Parker's been mostly operating as of late. The matchup screams that this is going to make sense. And like you mentioned, when Washington has a good game, he typically follows that up with another good game. That's been a pretty consistent trend for him. Lawrence, once he builds the trust in him, he peppers him. We've seen it multiple times this year, like week 9 and 10, 9 and 7 targets, 8 receptions, 3 and a touchdown the following week. Like he tends to stack performances really well. So everything lines up for this play to make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I don't mind taking this. And then even if you want to take a little juice, maybe take like an alt line on Trevor Lawrence to go over his passing prop. He's gone over that, even the line that's not even alted right now in a bunch of different games the last couple weeks. And this is just a great matchup for him against the Colts, who just got diced up by Brock Purdy in primetime on Monday night. Jake, go ahead, bring us home with your final bet of the night before we get to the touchdown calls.
Yes, sir. I'm going with James Cook over 1.5 receptions. You can currently get this at -155 on DraftKings. This is a line that he's hit pretty consistently all season. He's sitting at 9-15 on the line at 1.5 throughout this year so far. Philly is also a team that's been giving up a pretty fair amount of receptions to running backs. Over the last 6 matchups, this line has been hit by one of the, if not both of the running backs of the team that they've played. So this is a line that's consistently been beatable for this Philly team. This is going to be what I imagine to be a very high scoring game. Like you mentioned, or like we talked about earlier, I'm already blanking. The nights flowing together. I don't know if it was on the other show we did or on this one, but this is a game where the Eagles aren't going to be able to sit on their haunches and run the ball. This isn't a game where Buffalo is going to be able to sit on their haunches and run the ball. These teams are going to have to battle through the air, and James Cook has proven to be an effective pass catcher when given the opportunity. It hasn't happened as much this year. It's not like he's, eating up, 5, 6, 7, 8 targets a game, but he's been a consistent weapon for this team. Even last week, this line would not have hit, but otherwise it would have hit in 6 of his last 7 games. So this is a line that's very beatable for a guy like Cook, and at a very fair number, I feel, at 155.
Yeah, I love taking kind of these easy 1.5, 2.5 lines on receptions. I will say I have less luck in the running back department. Like usually I'll bet the receptions and they'll hit the receiving yards or not the other one. But James Cook here, I think it's a good play. I really do. I want to get invested from a betting standpoint and a fantasy standpoint in this Eagles versus Bills game. So I'm excited to see what he can do out there. As I am with a guy I'm going all in on this week, it's Chase Brown. I'm going over his rushing and receiving yards. Look, man, the Cardinals defense, they are getting banged up by the week. The linebacker core is becoming an absolute liability. They've allowed the most rushing yards to opposing running backs over the past month with 152.3 per game, and the 6th most receiving yards to them as well in that span with over 50. Brown, he is playing less snaps now than we were seeing earlier in the season, where he's seeing 80, 95% of snaps sometimes, but he is just being way more efficient with it, which I'm okay with. He's hit this BP projected early line of 80.5 in 8 of 9 games coming into this one. The last 9 games, that is, averaging 102.3 yards per game in that span. He's averaging 5.5 targets per game with Joe Burr back under center. So that really gives him a safe receiving floor. And with the Cardinals and how bad they are against the run right now, I think he has a really nice rushing upside as well. So I'm all aboard the Chase Brown train this week, Jacob.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm not. We've talked about this before. I'm not a huge Chase Brown guy, but if there's one thing I know, when the matchup is favorable, the matchup is favorable, and that's just something that you have to continue to believe in. Arizona is allowing the 10th most rushing yards in all of football per game right now, at 126 yards allowed per game. That number has been horrid over the last 3 weeks, allowing 181 yards per game. Like, everything is trending towards Brown being an absolute smash this week. I'd be tempted to even alt this line as high as 95, 96, just to get a little more juice for the squeeze.
Yeah, I wish I would have done that with my Kenny Gainwell bet last week on that over, because he certainly came through and smashed that. Jake, let's go ahead, though, and let's get to the touchdown call contest. If you guys aren't invested already, make sure you are. Go over there to in-betweenme.com/chat. You can join for free once again, and then you can upgrade for $3.99 per month, $36 for the year. You're going to get entered into our contest and be on the show, right? Be on the show in spirit here. We'll talk about how you're doing, the risers, the followers on the board. Every single week, we're going through the Super Bowl. We'll give you some bonus picks if you're joining late in the season. You can win a Dynasty Dex plaque. And if you're like me and you broke your fantasy football trophy a couple years ago, and then you lost the list of winners to get a new one, well, that's why we're just sending plaques out now, because you can get one every single year and start collecting them, show them off. You don't have to go back and forth if your league mates live in different places. So Dynasty Decks, you can also get one of them if you're in a charity basketball league, in a golf scramble like we had over the IBT Classic at the Fantasy Football Expo this year. So lots of good stuff happening over there at Dynasty Decks. And on the board right now, we do have Trav coming in with 27. This guy just keeps finding 3 touchdown performers. He should hopefully be betting all these guys to go over 3 touchdowns, because Travis up to 27 right now. He is 4 ahead of second place, which is Rob. And yes, your boy finally making third place. Let's go. First time in, I think maybe all season I've been in third. Coming in with 22, James with 21, Steve with 21, and then Eric and Ben tied at 6 and 7 apiece on the right side of the board. Trash Sandwiches with 16, and Jake the Steak Perry, after such a hot start, he's all the way down in last 15. You did get one last week, Jake, and you're going to continue that action here this week. Who do you have on your anytime touchdown calls?
Yeah, I'm starting out with Omarion Hampton. Kamani Vidal banged up. Hampton's going to see more of the work. Hampton has scored a touchdown in 4 of his 8 games so far this season. Plus, it's just this one, I've been putting in all of the work, right? I've been doing the work. I've been playing the game. I've been doing the research. This one, I'm going full gut. I haven't looked at the matchup at all. I don't know if it's good on paper. I'm going to admit to you right now, this is just a full-blown gut call on Hampton. He's going to give me 2 this week.
Okay, all right.
Be better, because I need it. Like you said, I was tied for first place through 4 weeks, 1 behind through 5 weeks, and I've gotten like 2 touchdowns since. It's been an absolute cold streak after the heater of heaters to start it out.
Hey, man, why not change things up a little bit when you're down, right? And it is the Texans, so a little bit of a tougher matchup. But hey, Genty had 2 against them last week, so why not another 1 or 2 for another rookie running back against them? And then you're going with a veteran running back, which no line currently out for this, but I'm expecting this to probably be heavily juiced, probably somewhere in that -160 to -190 type of range.
Yeah, he's been on fire in terms of the touchdown department as of late. Touchdowns in 6 of his last 7 games, including 3 multi-touchdown games during that stretch. He's also playing a Colts team, which has been a bit banged up and has been allowing points to running backs. It really is what it boils down to. We saw that with Christian McCaffrey, multiple touchdowns of him last week. Obviously, it's Christian McCaffrey. We're going to expect those to come, but they've also given up touchdowns to the Seahawks, to the Jaguars. Previously, Etienne had a 3 touchdown game against, or it was 2 touchdowns against them last time they played. Maybe he can make it 3 this time just to get me, I don't know, 5th place, just to be happy. But the matchup screams favorable right now. The way this offense is operating, it's clicking on all cylinders. And with Tootin still, a bit banged up as well, taking less of the passing work for Etienne, things seem to just be falling right into his lap.
Okay. All right. And for me, I'm going to first on my minus money bet. I'm going to take Rhamondre Stevenson anytime touchdown -120. That's coming from Bet365. And I'm back to the well here on running backs to score against the Jets, right? Last week was the first game in the Jets' last 5 games where a touchdown did not go to an opposing running back. They had 14 in the previous 4 games. I think they course correct right now. No Travion Henderson likely with a concussion. And I think the Pats, who are favored by nearly 2 touchdowns, they imposed their will on their division rival. Rhamondre, he falls in the end zone at least once. I love this at -120. That is going to be a multi-unit play for me. And I'm also going to go with about a half-unit play on Harold Fannin Jr. anytime touchdown, 3-1. Way too big of a number for me for a guy who has scored touchdowns in 3 of his last 4 games for a total of 4 trips to paydirt. No Quinshaw Judkins, so I expect them to continue to force feed the stud rookie tight end against the Pittsburgh Steelers in this one. Maybe even another goal line carry for him like he got last week. So he has seen the 11th most red zone touches at the tight end position. That's more than Kelsey. That's as many as George Kittle this season. So the Lurs, they've allowed 3 touchdowns to opposing tight ends in the past month. So I love Fannin at this number. So that's where I'm going. Harold Fannin Jr., Rhamondre Stevenson, Jake going Omarion, and Etienne. Jake, great stuff coming from you this week. As I know, you also have some PGA content we're going to be starting up in the new year. So looking forward to that. And also Popcorn Root Beer, which is your entertainment betting show with Steve Lawson, trash sandwiches. What do you guys got cooking here in 2026? I know Oscars is going to be a big part of the content bulk coming up in the new year.
We've got the Oscars coming up. We've got our own award show, the Golden Buckets, coming up. It's going to be a great start to the year for Popcorn and Root Beer. A lot of really great content coming that way. So you absolutely should check that out. We've been on a bit of a heater as of late on some of these calls over on Call Sheet. So a lot of promising plays coming up in the future. We've also got a guest rewatch coming soon with somebody who's been in a few movies here and there. So a lot of good content coming along.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to that, man. And yeah, it's so cool that not only are we at a point in society where we can make money watching sports, but we can also make money watching entertainment and movies and TV shows and listening to music and that type of stuff. So that's been great work you guys are doing on the entertainment betting front. If you guys have enjoyed the show this long, please give us a thumbs up if you enjoy this type of content. Also, make sure you're subscribing if you're new. Like we said, entertainment betting, fantasy football, NFL betting, college football betting, NASCAR betting, and PGA betting back for you in the new year as well. So that is going to do it for us tonight on this episode of the In Between Fantasy Football podcast. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your holidays. Be sure to check out in-betweenmedia.com for some dope written content. Add a /chat on that. So it's in-betweenmedia.com/chat. Join for free on the Discord. Ask us any of your betting questions you have, any of your fantasy football questions, or come and just join the postseason PropDecks tournament. Go ahead and try to win that Fanatics gift card. Set yourself up for a nice jersey in the new year with a Zach Evans jersey for second place and a DNO contest giveaway as well. So much goodness happening over here right at IBT. Appreciate all the men and women who help power us here and keep us moving on the right tracks, including Jake Perry. For him and myself, I'm Seth Woolcock. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas and keep it in between until next time.